Hey guys, so today's video we're going to be doing a demo and review on the new Sigma 3D HD blender sponge. So it's kind of like a beauty blender type sponge concept, except it's shaped a little bit differently. I'm very picky with my sponges, my beauty blender sponges. I only like a select few, so I'm going to know right away if I love or hate this sponge. This is going to be a first impressions. I haven't tried this yet, so let's just open it up. So right away I'm trying to feel like the differences between the Beauty Blender sponge and the Sigma sponge. They actually feel pretty similar in denseness. This sponge says, it came with a little bit of directions here. It says to wash it before its first use, and then you wet it, squeeze out the excess, and basically use it exactly the same way you use your beauty blender. You gotta get it damp first, and then you apply your foundation and all that good stuff. The Sigma sponge retails for $15, and the Beauty Blender sponge retails for like $18 to $20, I believe. So the Sigma sponge is a little bit cheaper, but we're gonna see if it holds up to the Beauty Blender, because the Beauty Blender, of course, is my favorite. So comparing them together, these are both dry right now, and I would say they're pretty similar in size. They're basically the same exact size. The only differences really being is that the Sigma sponge has this flat edge here and the flat edge on the bottom, and the Beauty Blender sponge stays pretty egg-shaped and round all throughout. What attracts me most to the Sigma sponge is that it has this pointed edge here, so I thought it was going to be really good for getting right into that inner corner and underneath the lash line with product. When my Beauty Blender is wet and expanded, it does get a little bit hard to get right in that inner corner. I kind of have to squeeze the tip a little bit to get right up in there because I have like a small face, so when this is big, it's a little bit challenging to get in there. So that's what attracted me most to this sponge. I feel like it's going to be awesome for that, and really carving out like baking when I'm baking my nose and baking right here. It just looks like the shape in general is going to be really good. I also thought this is going to be great for getting right up close to the brow, because when my Beauty Blender is wet, it's also a little bit challenging to get right up close to there. It's obviously doable, but I kind of have to squeeze it a little bit so I don't mess up my brow. So I thought this sponge was going to be awesome for all that. So we're going to test it all out. I'm going to go ahead and go wash mine and get it wet. Alright, so I just wet it, and it definitely got very soft and bouncy. It feels very soft. I would say just about as soft as a Beauty Blender, if not like a little tiny bit more. It definitely got bigger in size, so we're going to test it out now. I'm going to do my foundation first. I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Foundation. So I'm just going to put a couple dots on my face like I would normally do. And I'm going to blend out the foundation with kind of like the rounded side. I can definitely get up really nice on that eyelid. I can even get really close to my brow, so I'm liking that. Initial thoughts just with this side application, it's pretty amazing. I don't see any differences with this sponge and my Beauty Blender. They both perform pretty much the same. It looks really good, blended everything flawlessly. I'm really liking the shape of it. I can get really close up there. I can really get close to my brow, so I love that. I really see no differences, honestly, right off the bat. So definitely no complaints with the foundation. It blended out flawlessly. It looks really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and try out some concealer. I'm gonna be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Concealer. This edge right here is shaped pretty much perfectly to sit right in that inner corner and get up under the lash line. Ooh, oh my god. Okay. Wow. That took like 3 seconds to blend out. That was crazy. Oh my god, that really blended out that concealer so fast. Holy. Wow. I'm not even kidding. I was just so surprised how quickly that blended out. I was not expecting that. I'm going to do the flat bottom for my chin. This is crazy. It really blends out super fast. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm kind of taken back by this. So I'm going to try a little bit of cream contouring, just some bronzing really. This is the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Makeup Stick in the shade 500. Just a little bit. I normally don't like to do any cream contouring on my nose. I usually just do that with powder. So I'm going to use the rounded edge again for this and hold it this way. Tap it in. Pretty good. Not bad, not bad. I'm not hating it, guys. Alright, so all my creams are on. I'm going to go ahead and set it and bake my under eye with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So I'm just going to dip that flat edge right on in there. So it definitely applied that powder really nice and evenly underneath my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face with my Cover FX powder. I feel like my under eyes actually look more smooth than usual. I feel like it really applied that Laura Mercier powder nicely. So I'm not hating that. I'm going to do some light bronzing on my nose with the Benefit Hoola bronzer just so I can try and shape it out with the sponge in a minute. So I'm going to dip back into that powder with the flat edge just so we can see if we can carve out the side of my nose really easily. Okay, that definitely applied a lot of powder. The sponge is still holding all that excess powder, so I'm going to kind of just carve out my cheekbone a little bit. So it definitely applies that powder on the sides of my nose exactly where I need it to be. Just gonna dust that away. And then I'm just gonna spray my face with some Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray just to take away any of the powderiness. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is what the foundation, concealer, powder, setting powder looks like all blended out with the Sigma sponge, and I'm really, really impressed. Honestly, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say if I had to pick between this sponge and the Beauty Blender, I think I would pick this sponge based off of price. It's cheaper. I really, really like the shape. I like how I can get really up close in certain areas and carve things out. I can do all those things with the Beauty Blender, but just based off of price and the fact that this one is shaped for convenience, and my foundation and everything looks really, really flawless today. Initial first impressions, I would probably pick this one, guys. I think that a lot of companies are really picking up their sponge game. A couple years ago, there was no sponges out there that compared to the Beauty Blender, and I've been trying a few lately that really, really are up there, and this one is definitely up there with the Beauty Blender as to how it performs. This sponge is really, really good, and I'm totally being honest, not paid by Sigma, not sponsored, so honest opinion, I think this sponge is worth it. It blends everything out beautifully, and I really enjoyed it today. So that's my first impressions. I hope you guys liked this video and got some good information out of it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!